Hello and welcome. My name is Maria Kliavkoff, and I am the director and owner of Healthy Mourning Revolution, dedicated to revolutionizing the way you think about grief and mourning. Today is a very important day. It is November 21st, and in Canada, this is National Bereavement Day. As a dual citizen of the US and Canada, I've always been kind of fascinated that National Bereavement Day in Canada is usually the same week as US Thanksgiving. And I think there is something to the two being in that same week, and I'll tell you what it is. For the last 6 weeks, as many of you may have known, and you may have followed me, I've been doing the Sacred Six, which for me is the sacred 6 weeks of gratitude between Canadian Thanksgiving and US Thanksgiving. This particular year, we actually have 7 weeks in between the two. And so I want to take this added time to talk about this really unique marriage between National Bereavement Day in Canada and Thanksgiving in the US. I think holidays tend to be really challenging. In fact, in my book, Healthy Mourning, Happy Loving, 52 Ways to Convert Your Grief to Mourning with Ease and Grace, I actually have a chapter in here which talks about the challenge of holidays. And in it, I say, holidays can be a very hard time for those who are grieving. Memories are everywhere, and the longing to have our loved one with us can make the idea of celebrating overwhelming. How do we use the holidays and the feelings they bring up to continue our grief journey when the temptation to run from the feelings and ignore the holiday is so great? As with all other moments in grief, it begins with the earnest intention to move through the grieving process by befriending our grief symptoms and giving our kaleidoscope of emotions an avenue of expression. As the holidays approach, there are key things we can do to help us lean into the experience instead of hiding from them. Now, the reality is, if your grief is very fresh, you may need to just take a pass on the holiday season right now. And that's perfectly fine. Part of what we need to do sometimes is give ourselves permission to just take a pass on the holidays if that's just not where we are. But I think the reason National Bereavement Day is in the same week, at least for me, the juxtaposition of the two reminds me that Thanksgiving is about a celebration of our ancestors, that there is gratitude in the holidays because the holidays bring us close to our loved ones and to all of our memories. And there's an opportunity in the holiday to sit around the table with our loved ones who are living and remember those who we miss, those who we wish were sitting at the table. It gives us an opportunity to actually have conversation with each other and to share how we're feeling, and to speak about the memories of that crazy Thanksgiving when mom did this or dad did that, or your grandfather did this or that, your grandmother used to do this or that. It's an opportunity for us to cook the foods and to smell the aromas that actually bring us closer to them. And it's actually part of how we heal, is through converting our grief to mourning and using the holidays to convert our grief to mourning. There are a myriad of ways we can do this. In our weekly HMR program, we go through this chapter by chapter, and through the month of December, we talk about all of the conversion techniques that are directly correlate to the holidays as we experience them. So if you're needing support with this, if you're needing any assistance with this, I encourage you to reach out. I encourage you to find the support, because on this National Bereavement Day, we want to find the support that we need. And if we know that we've been bearing and carrying our grief and that our life spark is dimming because of it, that we're not finding joy in life, we haven't figured out how to walk through the grief process, or maybe we haven't figured out that grief is a process. It's not meant to be a place that we stay stuck. Many of us think, I'm going to grieve for the rest of my life because that's going to be a sign of how much I loved my loved one. The problem is, if you do that, you kind of lock down on the love. But the love continues on. The relationship continues on. And when we grieve well, we love well. When we grieve well, we find where the relationship is with our loved one, and we're able to live our best life. If this sounds good to you and you're really not sure how to do this, I encourage you to join us in the HMR program, and I encourage you to do it this week, and I'll tell you why. In the fall, through the 6 weeks of gratitude, I run a fall special, and it's an incredibly reduced rate. This is a subscription program, and it's an incredibly reduced rate, and you receive that rate month after month. Once you register, that's the price that your monthly rate is. So I encourage you to go and check it out, because that special sale will only be in effect until the coming Monday. Basically, on Sunday night at midnight, we go back to our regular prices. And if you think you're going to need support through the holiday season, there's no better time to try the HMR program and to see how it can support you in your grief journey. I'm going to put all the details for that in the description here. So click on the link and you'll get that discount as long as you register before Monday. So before midnight, Sunday night to Monday morning. In the meantime, if you need other support, please feel free to go to healthymourning.com, see all of the ways that we can support you. Of course, you can explore the Canadian Palliative Care and Hospice Association, and I'll put the links for that as well in the description, so that you can find all of the supports that are available through that organization. Wherever you find the support that you need, please make sure that you do reach out to people. Grief is not a journey that we're meant to go on alone, but often we feel very isolated and alone in that journey. I invite you to find the support that you need, reach out, and make sure you connect with the people you need to connect with. As always, I wish you ease and grace in the grief journey. If you are in the States and you are celebrating Thanksgiving this week, then please make sure you share your stories, you share your memories, and that you weave this Thanksgiving, because it's a very special Thanksgiving when we're on a grief journey. And sometimes we need to give ourselves permission to create special possibilities in the holiday tradition. If you are in Canada, then I hope that you are honoring this day and you're reflecting on, is there some bereavement that needs to be surfaced? Because here's the thing about the grief journey. When the grief is allowed to surface, then we convert it to mourning, and then we are released from it. So allow yourself that healing. And wherever you are in the world and wherever you are on your grief journey, just wishing you ease and grace. Much love. Namaste.